As promised by the DeepSeek team, they have officially released the first developer preview of the DeepSeek Harness, a direct open source competitor to tools like Claude Code and Codex, but built as a completely modular coding agent framework. And what's wild is how fast this thing is blowing up. The GitHub repo has already hit around 122,000 stars in just a few days, which is just nuts. The DeepSeek team is essentially opening the entire codebase to developers under the MIT license, and it's powered by their Cordis meta framework. The core philosophy is quite simple because everything is a plugin. The models, tools, skills, sessions, sandboxes, file system, agent loops, orchestration, and even the UI can all be swapped, replaced, mixed together, and extended however you want. But when you are to pair this harness with the new DeepSeek version 4 Pro generally available model, the results are genuinely impressive. And one example that caught my attention used this harness with the new version 4 Pro on high reasoning to build a complete 4-cylinder engine simulation in just a couple of minutes. And keep in mind, this is only the version 0.1 update. For such an early developer preview, the level of agentic coding and 3D work people are able to get out of this model is just nuts. And this is why I always tell you guys, the model itself is just one half of the intelligence. The harness is majority of the work that will get the most out of the model. Now, I know this may sound like glaze, but the fact that these guys were able to fully deploy this developer preview and already have all of these different plugins. You have 4,719 different plugins that have already been loaded directly to the harness is just nuts to me. This is why the open source community always ends up winning. But with all that said, let's actually show you guys how easy it is to get this DeepSeek harness running because you really only need Node.js and a single command. Just head over to the GitHub repository, which I'll leave in the description below. You can either run from npm using node.js or you can run it from the source. I would highly recommend just using npx. Just then simply copy this command, then open up your command prompt. In this case, I'm going to open up command prompt on Windows and then simply go ahead and paste in the npx command, which will then install this into my computer. Now, I would recommend creating or opening a fresh project inside maybe your IDE or your terminal, and then you can paste in this command. And that's exactly how simple it is, guys. You can easily just get started with a simple Node.js command, and that's how you can easily just install this web UI locally. And within a couple minutes, we can then open it up within our local host. If you want the best AI tools, workflows, and drops before everyone else, join my free newsletter with the link in the description below, which is completely free. Then just simply copy this URL that you'll get from your terminal, and that will take you over to the web UI of the DeepSeek harness. And this is something that we can easily get started with after we have pasted in our API key. So what we can either do is just directly paste it in right now, or we can configure it later. I'm just going to go ahead and do it right now. Then once you have pasted it in, just simply click on save and continue. But this is the main user interface of our DeepSeek harness. It works simply like any other harness. You have your chat interface. You can select which workspace you want to work in. You can also change in the different types of modes you want to use for that specific session, whether that is a code mode, a minimal mode, or a creator mode, which is where you can create custom agent presets with all the standard mode capabilities, plus runtime inspection and a couple of other things like the plugins. Now, on the left hand side, you can manage your workspaces where you can contain multiple sessions in a workspace. You can even create folders, which is also a really nice feature. But when we are to go over to the settings, this is where you can configure a lot of the things like the permissions, as well as the appearance, as well as which models you can use. Now, you can edit the specific model you want to use from DeepSeek, whether that is the DeepSeek version 4 Flash or the Pro. And then once you have specified that, just simply click on apply. But you also have the ability to set custom providers. So if you want to use local models like the Quen 27B, you can use that directly in here, as well as other providers. So this is giving you a lot of flexibility in terms of which model and which provider you can use. You can also easily access your plugins right over here. You can open the configuration file and obviously manually paste it in, or you can just simply go over to the plugin list. You can also use these default plugins. And if you want to use something, you can just click on enable. In this case, we have something disabled. So we would want to go into the configuration file and then enable it directly there. And then if you want to create multiple agents, you can do that directly over here by drafting up a custom preset. But a part of this harness, what I really like is that the DeepSeek harness keeps a detailed history of everything the AI agent did during the task, and not just the messages you see within this harness right over here. This is where you can inspect the model's prompts. You can also have it so that you can change certain things with the tool calls, terminal results, sub agents, and added context in the trajectory view. Because it's stored as an event history, you can actually later resume the run, search through it, fork from an earlier point, or replay what happened, making the agent workflow much easier to inspect and debug, which is a really nice feature. But let me just showcase it live in action. This is where we can select a workspace. So I'm going to go ahead and select something. Now I'm going to go ahead and describe what I want to build. This is where I'm telling it I want to build an interactive 3D mechanical clock simulation in 3GS, model the gears, escapement mechanisms, the pendulum, the clock hands, and a couple of other things. So you can see right away, it is using the Flash model to think and reason through our prompt. It is going to then work on using tools, running commands, everything directly from this canvas to help us execute this task. Now, you can pause the goal. You can even edit the goal directly while it's continuously working on this, which is a really cool feature. But like I had mentioned, you can go into the trajectory and you can see everything like what the user had inputted, the context, the assistant, what they have responded with, as well as the tools that were actually used. And it will give you a lot of descriptive analysis on what's actually happening in that particular step. I know a lot of people will be confused about this, the differentiation of what this plugin system is. DeepSeek literally designed this harness around the idea that everything is a plugin. The models, the tools, the skills, the sandbox, memory, everything. Like you saw within the settings, when you go to plugins, you'll see that this plugin list is a modular system, meaning that everything could be swapped or extended. So instead of DeepSeek deciding exactly how your coding agent should work, you're basically giving developers building blocks to create their own versions of Claude Code or Codex. So you can say something like, yo, create me emoji that can help me talk or a voice mode. And it is going to allow you to use all of these extended features or plugins to enhance your harness your own preferred way. So think of it as using plugins to build out your harness so that it's more tailored for you. Like, for example, in this case, a code review mode was created as a plugin based off of a simple chat that was sent in. And this way, it's a preset that will help you obviously review your code and debug certain things. Now it looks like it is working on the to dos. So it has actually written a pretty detailed prompt or plan actually to get this accomplished. And then it's going to scaffold the app and then implement all of these things to get it outputted. Something I want to note, you see this one background job running? It deployed a sub agent to accomplish something else for this specific test or for this generation, which is actually really nice to see. And there we go. Just like that in 3GS, it was able to output our clock. And just take a look at the level of detail though, guys. This is where it did an insane job with this. You have all the gears and dials fully loaded. You actually have a functional clock. You have the ticking as well. Everything seems to be functioning as I had requested. You can even pause the mechanism. You can reset it. You can also change the simulation speed where you can make it go faster. You can also expose the intervals so then this way you can actually visualize all of the parts, which is awesome. You can change the actual camera preset as well. So this is a really cool little generation that we have gotten with the DeepSeek version 4 Flash High. So even though it took about 30 minutes or about 40 minutes now, I guess, it still did a decent job with this output. But it's only possible when I was to combine it with the harness. Now, one cool thing people have already figured out is that the web UI can actually be a huge advantage, obviously. You can run the DeepSeek harness on your main computer and deploy it to a server, then access the same interface from another device because everything stays synced in real time. You could have an agent coding on your PC while watching its progress and controlling the session remotely from your laptops, tablets, or even your phone. So, what initially looked like a weird decision to use a web UI actually makes DeepSeek Harness surprisingly powerful as a remote coding agent, similar to what Claude Code has with the remote control as well as with Codex now. Now, I haven't actually vetted through each and every individual one, but there are a couple of cool recommended plugins that I found, like Awesome DSH, which is basically a community directory for discovering new harness plugins and seeing which developers are building which plugin. You even have Harness Market, which is highly recommended. It adds in an app store directly into your harness. You have Cordis, which is more for advanced users, and this is a plugin that is going to be the underlying framework that is going to make everything into a plugin and makes it even possible to even do that. Also, OpenDesign, that is also a really great design plugin that you can easily install into the harness, and it's something that I would recommend. So I'll leave a link to this as well, the DSH plugins. That way you can track and also install all of these different plugins. You even have a couple of other things that I would highly recommend, like the web line access. This is something that exposes your local harness web UI across your network. So your computer can run the agent while you're controlling and monitoring it from your phone. So I'll leave a link to this. I would highly recommend before you install it, make sure you vet it, make sure you understand what you're installing because this stuff is not verified. So you want to make sure you're not installing anything that could be malicious and could steal your data, or could even do something worse to your computer. If you like this video and would love to support the channel, you can consider donating to my channel through the super thanks option below. Or you can consider joining our private Discord where you can access multiple subscriptions to different AI tools for free on a monthly basis, plus daily AI news and exclusive content, plus a lot more. But really love what the DeepSeek team has done, and they have finally released their harness. Hopefully, they can improve upon it even further, make it more agentic, and add in more features. Obviously, you have the create your own plugin feature, but something that is going to be improving the back end as well as the overall performance of this harness even further. So I really love what they have done overall, and I'll leave a link to all of this. Thanks to them for even making this open source. But with that, thought, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure you go ahead and take a look at the world of AI benchmark and vibe coding platform. Make sure you also go ahead and subscribe to the second channel. Join us on Discord as well as subscribing to the newsletter. Make sure you also follow me on Twitter. And lastly, make sure you guys subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like this video, and please take a look at our previous videos so that you can stay up to date with the latest AI news. But with that thought, guys, have an amazing day, spread positivity, and I'll see you guys really shortly. Peace out, fellas.